Today, we're delving into the intense conflict that erupted in 2001 between Macedonia and the Kosovo Liberation Army, KLA. This war, though short-lived, was marked by significant battles and high tensions. We'll take you through the events chronologically, analyzing major battles and their impacts. The conflict in Macedonia unofficially began on January 22, 2001, with an attack on a police station in Tirce. On February 16, 2001, a news crew from A1 television was captured in the border village of Tanusevci, only to be released after their camera was confiscated. This incident marked the beginning of 2 weeks of skirmishes between Macedonian security forces and the insurgents. On March 14th, the battlefield shifted to Tetovo, where armed attacks on security police were reported in the Kale area. By March 23rd, the Macedonian authorities decided to launch a significant offensive against the positions of the National Liberation Army, NLA. The Macedonian army inflicted a severe defeat on the NLA, catching them off guard. The NLA fighters, not expecting such a coordinated attack, suffered heavy losses. The battle saw extensive use of artillery and urban combat, with the Macedonian forces pushing back the insurgents and regaining control of strategic locations. After a brief lull, on April 28th, a patrol of 16 Macedonian security personnel was ambushed on the road between Selce and Vejce in Tetovo. 8 soldiers were killed and 6 were wounded. Autopsies revealed that the bodies of the fallen soldiers were mutilated post-mortem, sparking outrage across Macedonia. This brutal attack intensified local sentiments and led to widespread protests in major Macedonian cities. The massacre highlighted the severe brutality of the conflict, further escalating tensions. On May 4th, around 4,000 Albanian guerrillas from Kosovo infiltrated Macedonian territory, capturing significant portions of the northern region around Kumanovo. This opened a new front in the war, with battles raging in villages like Ljuboten, Vejce, Massacre, Lipkovo, Orizari, and Otla. The NLA gained an upper hand, leading to positional warfare over the next 2 weeks. Macedonian security forces launched a major offensive on May 24th, reclaiming Vejce. Another offensive started on June 9th, targeting Ljuboten, Massacre, Orizari, and Otla, resulting in heavy casualties for the NLA, with 105 insurgents killed. On June 9th, the NLA captured Aracinovo, a village just a few kilometers from Skopje. Commanded by Hoxha or Jazair Shakiri, the NLA threatened to attack Skopje, including the parliament and government buildings. On June 22nd, Macedonian forces launched a decisive offensive to clear Aracinovo. Macedonian Air Force Su-25 fighter jets conducted reconnaissance, and ground forces advanced rapidly, inflicting heavy damage on the insurgents. General Pandey Petrovsky led the operation with significant resources, including around 20,000 soldiers, 54 tanks, 120, 130 mortars, helicopters, and ample ammunition. Despite the heavy offensive, NATO brokered an evacuation of NLA fighters from Aracinovo to Lipkovo, allowing around 350 insurgents to leave with their weapons. This decision led to protests in Skopje, with thousands of Macedonians expressing their discontent. Following the evacuation, a ceasefire was agreed upon to facilitate negotiations. However, throughout July, the NLA frequently violated the ceasefire, attacking police checkpoints. On July 23rd, a significant assault occurred in Raduša and Tetovo, targeting Macedonian forces and civilians. On August 8th, a convoy of Macedonian army reservists was ambushed near Karadak, resulting in the deaths of 10 soldiers. On August 10th, a truck loaded with ammunition hit 2 landmines near Ljuboten, killing 8 soldiers. This led to hours of firefights between the NLA and Macedonian forces, followed by aerial assaults that forced the NLA to retreat. The conflict, though brief, left a lasting impact, with war crimes committed by both sides, including the massacre at Vejce and the abduction and mistreatment of civilians. However, the legal aftermath saw a significant focus on the actions of the Macedonian security forces. particularly during the operation in Ljuboten, and similar charges were not brought against the NLA for their alleged war crimes. On August 13, 2001, the Ohrid Framework Agreement was signed, bringing a formal end to the conflict. Brokered by international actors, which aimed to improve the rights of ethnic Albanians in Macedonia. This agreement was seen as another instance where international intervention shaped the region's dynamics, often leaving long-term consequences. So, Macedonia is the winner that lose,